Hey guys, Long Haul Larry, and out here at the ADL shop. I've actually been out here for this is the third day. I haven't recorded anything before this. I kind of came out here, kind of hit the ground running, just going through a bunch of trailers, doing just random stuff, fixing stuff, getting everything caught up, and gone through a few trucks and just do some odds and ends and stuff, and helping the other mechanic get caught up and stuff. Just so you guys know, I did start another channel. It is called Uper Adventures, and I will put a link down in the video description of this video, but should be able to find it, Uper Adventures. I've got a couple videos that I put up there, and there is a reason why I'm doing it separate. It has to do with YouTube, with their analytics. What they do is see, like with the trucking videos and everything else, I mean, I can get anywhere from 5 to 8,000 views or whatever, sometimes 10, 15,000 views. And when I get those, the numbers of the views, and they're good numbers, then their YouTube and their analytics, it raises my video up in their analytics, and then YouTube promotes it to get more views. And when I go home and I do stuff at home and up there snowmobiling or working on this or that or the house or whatever, it seems like a lot of times my views are a little bit lower, which is understandable. It's a trucking channel, and then people are, oh, why would I want to watch, snowmobiling videos, whatever. They don't have an interest in it. And so my views are a little bit lower on those. And what that happens is it actually hurts my trucking videos, because it hurts the analytics in there, and it brings down the scale that YouTube looks at and how they promote the videos. So that's why I've done a separate channel. I know that some people are saying, well, it's kind of all part of it when your home time and stuff. I understand that, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to separate the two so that it helps with promotions of the videos. So that's why I've done it. So it is Uper Adventures, and there'll be a couple videos up there from when I went home. So link will be in the video description. But I've come back out here. And the plan, well, I probably should go through with the white truck. They told me when I dropped off the motor and everything that it would be 2 to 3 weeks for completion. That was to be head rebuilt, everything done, everything machined and stuff. And I told them, I says, all I need to know is the block, is it cracked? Is the crank good? And is the head cracked and everything? Then we can go, okay, yep, it's all salvageable. Let's go, start the machining process, rebuild the head and everything, and go from there. And they said, okay. So I went home, and I was home for about a week and a half, and I didn't hear from them. So then I called them, and I said, what's happening? They put me on hold. The lady came back and said, okay, yep, we've been really super busy and stuff, but your motor is in line. It's going to get done. I said, okay. And I don't really like to bother people like that. When you drop something off to do it, I kind of let them do their thing and try not to bother them. So I haven't been bothering them about it or whatsoever. And I just need to know, is it going to be salvageable, so I can start the ordering process of all the parts to rebuild that motor. I haven't heard back from them. I came out here and stuff. I was going to call them last week and see what's going on. I haven't got any calls from them. And I didn't. And I've been kind of holding off. And then I came out here and I've been working out here. And my boss keeps asking me, what's going on? You need to call them? I'm like, I'm not going to bother them. Well, today I actually did call them. And they put me on hold. And then the owner came on. And he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he goes, I don't know what happened, but your motor got overlooked. And he goes, they skipped it and everything else. He goes, I apologize. He goes, I will be talking to them first thing in the morning, and yours will be get right in. He goes, you'll be right in there. And I'm like, okay, I need to know if this motor, this block and this crank and this head is going to be salvageable or not. He's like, we will have an answer for you very soon and get a hold of you. I said, okay. So that's what's going on with that. Once I find out what's going on, if it is salvageable, then I got to do the ordering process. And that's probably going to be a month or two of ordering all the parts and waiting for them to come in. With the shortages and everything else, it's going to be a lot of finessing to get everything in here. So it's going to take a little while. And the boss kind of had a plan that once we figure this out, get everything ordered and stuff, he was thinking maybe putting me out into a truck and do a little bit of trucking, maybe some shorter haul stuff, see how my back's going to go and everything. And he was going to put me in a Volvo. And the reason why I was agreeing upon it was because the Volvos have really nice super refrigerators in them. And in those refrigerators, they got a really nice freezer. And I still need to sit on an ice pack like once or twice a day with my back, to ice my back to be able to function for the rest of the day. So I was like, okay. So he was going to put me on 801. And I went through 801 and I scrubbed that truck. It was disgusting inside. But I scrubbed that truck and everything, and I put my black, seat in there and stuff. My nice custom seat was all ready and stuff. And I went back to Michigan. And when I came back, I was expecting to work here for maybe a few days, a week or whatever. And then I was probably going to go out trucking for a little bit. Well, when I left, the boss turned around and hired another driver, and he put him in that truck. So the other mechanic pulled my seat out, and he pulled all my clothes, and he pulled my special mattress out and everything. And he threw it in the black truck just to keep it in there. And I don't know what happened with that driver. I'm not really sure on it. I heard things. I don't know. But somehow the truck went down south someplace or something happened with that driver, and he stopped driving. Then there is another driver that has been here, that has worked here, and he's been calling the boss asking if he can come back. But he didn't want a Volvo. Boss blames it on my videos because I make fun of Volvos. But he was actually talking about going into this truck. And then he was like, is it going to be dependable and stuff? I'm like, it's just a motor out of a different truck. I don't know. You have to run it and see what happens. Then the boss came up to it. We had a Kenworth. We had another driver, and he came home for time off, and he got into a couple car accidents, I guess, and messed up his license. And so he's not driving with us right now. And so he talked to him and said, how about we put you into this Kenworth? So that's what the plan was. So somehow that driver got to 801, and then he brought a load back up here, and he showed up on Sunday and did the whole switcheroo thing, and he got into the Kenworth and all this stuff. And then we have another driver that has actually worked here and quit twice. This will be his third time back here. And he also showed up on Sunday, and he went into 801. And so really all the trucks are taken. And so the boss has been talking about it, and he's like, you know what? I'd rather kind of put you into this truck anyways, because if we have an issue or something like that, you can kind of take care of some of the stuff and everything else, and just be gentle on it, and let's see what all happens. So I am going to be going back into the black truck until we figure out what's going on in my white truck, and until we get parts and everything else. So I'm going to be going back in here. We've been going through this truck and just fixing up everything we can, and we got her pretty good. And right now what I'm doing is actually I'm cleaning out the inside of it, and because it's been sitting around for a long time. So I'm cleaning out the inside of it, and I'm actually installing my black seat, my custom seat that is real good with my back. So I'm installing that in here, and I'll show you what's going on with the black truck here. So this was going to be my truck. I was going to buy this truck. That was the plan. Then it blew up. You guys know the whole story. But now we got a new motor into it. Instead of rebuilding the motor, a decision was made, and a motor was bought. And you can never trust anybody and what they say and stuff. But the deal is that this motor was supposed to have been a core motor, a crate motor, that was put into another truck, and it ran just for a little while, and then that truck rolled over. It was in an accident, and the truck rolled over. And so that's where this motor is supposed to have come from. It seems to run pretty good. So, hopefully everything is going to be good. Gone through it, and we've basically been tackling any kind of leaks and stuff, and sealing over everything, and just buttoning up everything and make everything work well. Over here on this side, as I've been driving it, little points and here and there and stuff, there's been a boost leak, and I have taken off all the hoses and everything, and I have cleaned everything, and then I put a little grease in there and resealed up everything. And today, actually, I just had to drive it. I actually had to drive it over to the boss's house, which was kind of crazy. He lives in a very, very, very residential place. I'll tell you why I had to go over there. I was waiting for the cops to show up. But you could hear a very good vacuum leak or something over here on this side of the engine. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Well, when I got back over here, the boss was here, and I had him get up inside the truck and sit there and rev it up. And I found out what it is. It's right here on this hose. This hose is not sealing up properly. You can see it's like covered with exhausts and everything. So this EGR crossover here is leaking right here. And if I took my finger, it was like, it was leaking real bad right there. So I figured that out. So I just the hose is just not properly in its place. It needs to be loosened and then pushed over so it's sealed better. So that's the easy fix. The other problem is with this truck, it has a check engine light on it. And the reason why it has a check engine light is because the engine fan is running. And it's having an issue with that. We have replaced the solenoid in it, and that has not solved the problem. And so I've gotten this whole checkoff sheet from Detroit and everything, and how to test that. And it goes down to the ECM or whatever. You got to test with certain pins and everything. I think there's a broken wire that goes down to the computer. Because the guy who put the motor in here, dropped it in here, was not a very, I'm going to say it straight out, I don't think he's very qualified, or he's really super bad. And he probably put it in there and he probably caught the wires and probably pulled on one and broke a wire. So I got to figure that out. That's going to be horrible because you guys know me in wiring. It's not fun. So that stuff, everything else seems to be taken care of pretty good. There's my fancy seat. I pulled out the one that I put in there because he was talking about selling it. Now I'm going to be putting in my fancy seat and putting that in there. I got him out, and I figure before I go popping stuff in there, I'm going to scrub it all up in here and everything so nice and open, I can get into it. And I'm going to scrub it, wash the floor and everything, and then probably take 409 and scrub everything down and everything. Get it all nice and clean in here. So it's nice and smelling good and clean and everything. The reason why I had to go over to my boss's house is because of this. This is called a CPC. It's a little box. It's a little control box thing. And a bunch of wires plug into it. And it's another computer in these trucks. And it's up inside that dash. And the last time I was here, the boss's dad's truck broke down on the road. It just shut off. And we thought it was a fuse box. We did musical fuse box move-arounds of different trucks trying to get it started. It kept going over there. Then we did some research. We thought maybe it was that CPC. And I actually pulled the one out of this black truck and took it over there and plugged it in, and the truck ran. So it was that problem. Then we started doing research, and we found those CPCs are crazy expensive. There's nothing to them. And there's guys selling them for $5,000 to $6,000 on eBay for used ones. And the boss found one out of a junkyard truck, and it had the same part numbers on it, and we hooked it up, and it didn't work. We found out it had to be computer programmed to the truck. And the boss has a guy that can do that stuff remotely online. And we tried to do that with the Wi-Fi here in the shop, and the Wi-Fi is just not the strongest here in the shop for doing that. The guy said that the internet kept cutting out when he was trying to do it, and it was screwing up. He actually got the truck to start, but then you'd press on the gas pedal and it wouldn't do anything. So what I ended up having to do today is pull the one back out of his dad's truck, put it in here, then this truck runs. Drove over to his house, and he bought a 100-foot Ethernet cord, stretched it out to the side of by the sidewalk, and we had to hook the laptop up to it and everything else, and then we connected to the guy, and then the guy went in and he reprogrammed it and everything, and now it's all working. So I got to button the dash back up. So that's all working. So the truck is working, and it's good timing, I guess, because tomorrow morning I have to deliver a load. There is a load a driver dropped here, and the appointment got screwed up, and John is supposed to be on his way here, and there was talk that, try to get him to deliver it and then do his other load he's on to. But now that I got this truck running, I'm going to actually go and deliver the load. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to vacuum all this out and clean this up a little bit, and then I'm going to get a brush and some soap and scrub this floor, and then start with the 409 and scrubbing and cleaning the thing all up and get it all nice and cleaned up in here. That's the process I'm going through. I actually like this truck. This truck is a good truck. This truck it runs good. It does have a little bit of a shaky to it. The boss was looking at selling this truck, and basically what I did is I kind of took all the tires that were decent enough, but they were worn off of the white truck, and we kind of made tire system that would work. And it's pretty good. There's still a little bit of shaking, but it's good enough, you know. And if I run it for the time that I'm running, and we'll end up, if the boss is talking that if the truck holds up and everything else, he may keep this truck as like a backup truck. So if another truck, something happens to it or something breaks down, then a driver will be able to jump into this truck and keep rolling. That's what the kind of he's saying the plan is now. So yeah, I mean, I like this truck actually. I like this older Freightliner. So I gotta get the cleaning and scrubbing. That's what I gotta do. Well, guys, I got that all sealed up there with the air leak, so that should be all good to go. I got the inside pretty scrubbed up. I'm gonna take along a bunch of towels and stuff and the cleaners and everything, and then tomorrow while I'm getting this load unloaded, I'm just gonna keep continuing to clean and everything. But I'm actually gonna drive the truck back to the motel that I'm staying in. That way I don't have to run all the way back over here to get the truck in the morning. I can just go from there. It's pretty close to where the trailer is. So that's what I'm going to do. So we got the seat, I got everything all scrubbed up really nice and everything. And it wasn't terribly dirty because, I mean, I was the last one in this truck. And if you guys don't remember those videos, I scrubbed this truck out and everything. It's mostly just dust from sitting in that guy's shop and everything else. But she is all ready to go. And so I am going to be taking off, and I'm going to be heading to the hotel. I'm going to get some sleep because I got to get up super early to take off and go deliver a load to Hagerstown in the morning. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they watch this here video. And if you're not, you can always try that all over again tomorrow. Yeah, I'm back in a black truck. Doing a little trucking now. See how this goes. See ya.